Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Sharon. Today I was on Periscope doing a scope and I decided to run my video here on YouTube. I had it all set up for landscape and somehow when it finished, Periscope flipped it. So I'm not sure what's going on and I apologize that you're looking at this sideways. But this is just a quick watercolor video that I did of a bluebird. I didn't really have much to go on, so I was kind of going by memory here, but I'm inking in the bird a little bit right now. I usually go in with pencil. As you know, if you see my other videos here on YouTube, my goldfinch, I think, was the last one I did, and you could see how I drew my egg-shaped circles and stuff to get the head and the body just right. And then after I get it penciled in, then I go back with permanent black ink. Today I'm using one of my fountain pens that I got on Amazon, and I can't remember the name of it. It's a really nice pen, though. It says Zenkas. Looks like Zhenkas. Or Zenhas. Maybe it's an Has. No. Zhenhao. Zhenhao. It's a Chinese-made pen, and it is really nice. Anyway, that's what I'm using here, and then I'm using Noodler's black bulletproof ink to ink in the bird. So here now I'm going ahead with some watercolor. I decided that I would go back and ink in the rest of the bird after I finish with the watercolor. I have this new brush that I've been using. It's a Princeton Neptune, the real big one. It's a size 6 and the thing is huge. It's synthetic, but you wouldn't know it. It is just an awesome quill mop brush, and I'm really enjoying it. I understand you can get them in the stores sometimes. Maybe at Blick's you can get it, and if so, you can use a coupon to get some money off. I can't remember how much I paid for this brush. I think it was probably about $23 or something. Not too bad. Maybe it was a little bit less. But then I got that other brush that I had showed, which is a size 3, and that's my Arches squirrel quill brush. It's a squirrel bristle brush, and it's a size 3, but the difference between companies in sizing is amazing. This size 6 is bigger than my nice silver black velvet size 12. So anyway, so I went ahead with the bird, and I started at the top of the head with the ultramarine blue to get the head painted blue, and then I went in with some Perignon orange at the chest, and then I went back with some new gamboge and some cadmium yellow and painted those areas in, and I'm allowing it to bleed a little bit together. I kind of thought that would be a nice effect, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. And then the underside of the tail is a little bit yellow as well, so I put the yellow in there. I decided to add a little more yellow down the belly before the white area at the bottom. And it's so funny, I get through with almost this entire thing and I realize I forgot to put any feet on the bird. So I'll be putting those on in just a minute. I put this in my sketchbook. It's just a, oh, what is this? This is a Strathmore sketchbook. It is the, I think it's one of those Strathmore watercolor, and it's the Wind Power series with the red cover on the front. It's 15 sheets, 6x9. And after I finished this, I was kind of happy with the way it turned out. I liked it. So I cut it out of my sketchbook and I've framed it. And it turned out really pretty. I put it in a gold frame with some off-white and gold leaf matte, and it looks really pretty. I bought some frames from an estate sale a while back, and some of them had those, you know, those popular little child angels with the wings and stuff. I had prints of those things, and I took the prints off and tore the back off, and I'm using the frames, so it worked out. Now here I just realized I had forgotten my feet after putting in the branch. I wanted the ink to dry a little bit faster so I didn't have to keep people waiting. So I dried the ink. And I think now I'm going to go ahead and mix the color up here. At first I was using a little bit of sepia brown. And then I realized I didn't want to do a brown branch, so I ended up adding some burnt sienna and ultramarine blue together to go ahead then and gray it down a bit. Now that's the sepia that I'm putting on there. And now I'm graying it down a little bit. I don't know if you can hear this clicking in the background. I'm going to get the speaker closer to it. My candle is one of those woodwick candles, and I just love the way they sound. Listen. Not sure if that was the speaker end or not. Probably not. Maybe it's this end. But I just love the way it sounds. It has such a nice, sounds like a campfire almost. Now once I get this branch done, then I'll go back and put some ink in to make the bark look a little more realistic. Won't be much more, but a little more. And I'm inking in the bird the rest of the way also. Still don't have those feet in though. Got to put the feet on. Maybe I haven't figured it out yet at this point. Now I have this fast forwarded obviously, so you're seeing it at twice the speed that I actually did it. I think the original Periscope video was about 31 minutes long, and because I used my iPad for filming, I can't put the full video on there. iPad still limits us to 15 minutes, which is so frustrating. I think if you use your Mac, you don't have that problem, but with iPad you do. Really, really bothers me. Now I'm getting those feet put in. I start out with pencil, just in case I make a mistake, which I did. And then I'll go back with the pen and put the pen in there. The only thing that I have a problem with now is that, yeah, there's the pen. When I get the feet in, I realize that I've already painted the wood, so I've got to try and lift some of the color out with another paintbrush. So you'll see me doing that here in just a minute. I'm just taking a wet angled brush. I think I used my, let's see, what is it? It is just a Chinese angle, 3/8 inch angle brush that I used to try and pull up some of that color. It's number 44277. Plaid is the name, Plaid, from, I never know how to pronounce Chinese, Zhuancheng, China, Zhuancheng. And then after I got some of it up, then I just laid some blue because the Bluebird legs are a pale blue color. I'm trying to fix my camera here to figure out why it has me not in landscape, even though I am in landscape. And then I end up going off frame for just a couple minutes while I'm doing these feet. I apologize for that. Once I realize it, I'll put it back up in frame again. I'm just putting the sky in here. I had mixed my blue and left, when I picked up some water, still had a little bit of blue on it. So I just used ultramarine for the sky. Since I used ultramarine in the bird, I wanted to kind of keep it cohesive. And once I get the paper all wet, then I'll go back and put my wash in, like I am here. I'm sorry, you're still off frame. It'll be off frame just for a few more seconds while I put the green grass down. And I'm just laying in some clouds here by taking a paper towel and crunching it up in the shape of a cloud and then just lifting out some of the color. And now I'm mixing up some Daniel Smith Green Apatite Genuine, which is my current favorite green right now because I love its sedimentation effect. It's a sedimentary kind of paint, and it has a really nice green, and then the sediment is kind of a brown green. Very pretty for grasses and stuff. And in just a minute here, I will realize that I'm off frame. I don't know why nobody told me. You know, the people who are watching the video should have said, "Hey, Sharon, you're out of frame." But they didn't. So I'm just flicking that Green Apatite Genuine upward to make different grasses. It was still a little bit damp, so there was a little bit of bleeding that went on, especially over on the right-hand side, but I don't mind that. It just adds to the natural look of things. And the way the green had faded out in the background, it just looks like distant grass. Here we go. Now we're back in frame again. My apologies. And I'm pretty much done here now. This is the finished piece. I lifted it up so that you could maybe see some of the sedimentary effect of that color, but it was still wet at the time, so it hadn't done a lot yet. But it's a beautiful green. I just love that color. Dog's going crazy. He hears the mail truck. I think he's thinking he's going to get a package today, because they're all for him, you know. Every box, he wants to open them. Unfortunately, I don't have anything coming like I'd love to have, but it's tax week and I have taxes to pay. Now I'm just adding the bark in here, adding a few more branches, and then I'm going to go back and paint in some leaves real quick. And I'm mixing some Hooker's Green with that Green Apatite Genuine to keep it cohesive. And I just checked it with my finger to see that it was dry, so that the leaves didn't bleed too much, because I wanted to keep them more separate. And then that's it. Everybody have a great day. Please subscribe.